How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Vanilla Soup, and today we get to talk about yet another Halo Infinite news update. You know it's a good time when you get one Halo Infinite update and then you get another one not 2 weeks later. So this is really awesome, and I can't wait to talk about this stuff with you guys. As always, I'll leave the link to the original article in the description below, so definitely after watching this video, give that article a read. See what you get from it as well, and if you enjoy the video, leave a like on it. It really does help out the channel a lot. But don't forget also to leave a comment, because I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this stuff, because oh my gosh, there's some stuff. Alright, so this article is another installment in the Cannon Fodder series by Grim Brother 1. At the beginning of the article, he does give his usual introductions, but one of the really cool things I want to focus in on right away, and this will get into some of the characters that we're going to talk about in just a second, but he says, so back in issue 108, we introduced you to a new character named Jaga Ardamni, a Sangheili Blade Master loyal to Estrom and the Banished Forces. We also mentioned that he is only one of several characters you would encounter in your adventures on Zeta Halo. Some will make their intentions obvious, while others might only give hints at their own deeper history. Each is designed to help introduce you to the nature and evolving presence of the Banished in the Halo universe, and I have a feeling that different folks will find different favorites. Yeah, so we already know Jaga he's so ridiculously cool looking. I love that we have some concept art. I even have a figure of him on the back shelf over there. I'm really into this character, and these characters that we're about to talk about just add on top of the Banished look and aesthetic. I just love what we have going on here. But one of the really cool things in this paragraph, the reason I bring this up, is that he says some will make their intentions obvious, while others might only give you hints at their own deeper history. So we're talking like some maybe multiple alliances here, so maybe some conflicting interests. I think that sounds pretty cool. I like the idea of, you know, the Banished. I mean, they were working with the Keepers of the One Freedom in the Halo novel Shadows of Reach. So I wonder what kind of angst and different mentalities we're going to see occur in this game among the brutes and all the enemies of the Banished we're going to fight. So that's going to be really cool. But I don't want to, you know, hang on to this bait too much longer. Let's talk about our first character here. This is Hyperius. Now, we did have a toy of Hyperius announced and shown off like a couple months ago, and that's where we have some of the biggest things that we need to talk about this character with come from in the first place. I just want to focus in on real quick that I love this design. The black with the red lighting, the full-on Banished aesthetic is really doing something for me here, and I love the consistency of these, you know, Banished generals or elites, not just the species, but the elite of the Banished. I really like what we got going on here and their aesthetic. I'm a big fan, but we can't deny one of the biggest elephants in the room when we look at this character. That appears to be Spartan Locke's helmet. Now, Spartan Locke's helmet wasn't necessarily one of a kind in the lore. That could be a random Spartan's helmet, but I doubt it. I mean, it's iconic to Locke, and we know that that helmet is Spartan Locke's helmet. We haven't seen any major character or even really side character to my knowledge in the lore that sports that helmet. And not just his helmet, but underneath is his chest piece as well. That's sad. I know a lot of people don't like Spartan Locke, but I think he deserves another shot. I think Halo 5 Guardians was its own thing now, and we could kind of give this character a new shot if we really wanted to. So I hope this doesn't mean that, like everyone's saying, I really hope it doesn't mean that he's dead. I really hope not. If he does, I need it to be meaningful. I need there to be a reason why it's been that way. I just don't want him to be written off because fans hate him. I think he deserves another shot. Also, another really cool thing that I noticed on this guy is his fingers on his necklace. It kind of reminds me of some Walking Dead aesthetic, I'm not gonna lie, but those look to be some Spartan fingers. Like, this guy already has a Spartan helmet on his shoulder and some Spartan fingers on his necklace. This guy means business. He looks like a brute of brutes, man. He's hairy. He's got that reddish looking hair. He's got that snarl. I love how they even designed this concept art because it kind of looks like he's got some blood on his chin or something. And that's just, ooh, that's kind of gross. But then his chin piece is also another big detail that I want to talk about too, because it ties into this leg piece that we see, which is another thing that people are speculating about, that it might be Arbiter's helmet from Halo 5. So that's another thing that I want to talk about, that I don't think this means that Spartan Locke is dead, because I doubt they're going to kill Arbiter off screen. There's just no way. Or even in the first like few minutes of the game. I just don't see a way or a reality that the creative minds at 343 would ever want to do that, unless it had some big impacts, but I just don't see it happening. But I do want to go into this whole idea of Spartan Locke's death and what it might bring to the series and if he is going to die. But I want to make a whole video just about that. So definitely stay tuned to the channel because I hope to get that video out pretty soon, actually. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things we could pull apart from this character reveal. So definitely if I missed something, let me know in the comments below because I'm super eager to hear what you think. Okay, so moving on to our next character, this boy that looks like just some wise old brute. So much of like a contrast of what we've seen in Hyperius in the frame before. This character looks like he has some things going on in his brain. He looks like he's not just a brute. He looks like there's something ticking upstairs. You know what I'm saying? He might be more of the tactical leader. He may be a brute in name only, if you catch my drift. But again, that aesthetic is just really strong. I really love it. This character's name is Tovarus. Tovarus. I'm going with Tovarus because Tovarus kind of sounds too close to Tartarus, and I don't think they would intend for that, so I'm going with Tovarus. But aside from his expression on his face, there's not a whole lot to go off of here. He has that black and red banished aesthetic that we love so much, but I do like this character because it's like if Craig grew facial hair. Also, you look at this character's face and you think, wow, you know he's going in on that theme song. Alright, so aside from characters, our next introduction in this update is the Scrap Cannon, a new weapon that's coming to Halo Infinite. It was nicknamed the Gatling Mortar at first, so we know this thing is going to be pretty heavy duty, looks to be a banished weapon. I mean, aesthetic and name kind of makes it look that way. Also, I think it might even hook onto something down here. Either it can stand, or you can even put this on top of a banished vehicle, which I think is going to be so cool to add to the Halo Infinite sandbox. I do like the exhaust ports that are coming out of this weapon. Looks like it's going to be some heavy duty steam power almost going on, so I can't wait to see how this thing operates and how you can use it in the game too. Okay, so the next thing that we get updated on is this new beautiful vehicle we have going on here. I am just a big fan of this. This is called the Razorback, as detailed in the article right here. I love it how it's so on brand. It's so similar to the Warthog in a lot of ways. They talk about in the article how this is going to be more spacious than the Warthog, a little bit more robust as well. I like how you can even see that on the upper end of the vehicle right here, how it looks like it's going to have some pretty good armor and cover for the driver, so it's not going to be as open-ended as the Warthogs of old, or even in Halo Infinite for that matter. Looks like there's going to be two back seats, if I'm not mistaken, right here. Looks like you'll hop in and the driver's seat's going to be right about here, the passenger seat, and then maybe even two back seats right here. But also, it looks like there's even more seats in the back of the truck right here. I definitely see some big team battles going nuts with maybe like going with the whole team into the enemy base and just one guy or a couple of guys even just jumping out, getting the flag and running back in. Oh, it's just, it sounds so awesome. I'm a real big fan of this. The Razorback, first official look at it, it looks good. I'm a very big fan. And you might say, well, Soup, the color kind of looks a little bit boring to me. It's just this plain old silver. Trust me, it won't be plain old silver for long. As soon as you get those armor coatings and those weapon coatings and those vehicle coatings for Halo Infinite, you're gonna design this however you want to within the game system. There's no way the only vehicle of this kind you're gonna see is just gonna be this matte silver. Then the article goes into some other things that are going on in the Halo world, such as novels and lore. Talks about some podcasts and other content creators that you could definitely go check out. Again, I highly encourage you to go check out the article in its entirety, just so you can kind of see what's going on outside of just Halo Infinite. But skipping to the end of the article, I do want to talk about this as well, because this is a big thing in the community that we were talking about a week or so ago, that this toy set with Escharum and Fred, which a lot of people took to mean that Fred and Blue Team is confirmed for Halo Infinite. I do think they're still going to be there. However, this is set to depict the events from Halo Shadows of Reach, the novel that came out last year. So this doesn't necessarily confirm that Halo Infinite is going to feature Blue Team, but I honestly don't think they would bother making a toy of Fred if they weren't going to want to have him in the new game. So, deconfirmed, but also like, come on, I could put 2 and 2 together. Yep, and then Grim Brother just signs off with a little bit of love for the community, and that's the end of the article. But again, go ahead and read the full article in the description below. But that's it for me today, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll see you online. Vanilla Soup, out.